I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. Let's stay here for a lifetime underneath the moonlight, 'cause I don't want us to go. No, I don't want us to go. Yeah, you could be my lifeline, you could be my sunshine in a world so full of pain. Can you make it go away? It used to be so sad that love was lost, but now it's here to stay. Yeah, I used to be uncomfortable, but look at me today. Never thought I'd find someone like you, someone to show the way. But now I know you're the answer to my prayer. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. I'm sorry for the burden, sorry I was hurting, but my scars are almost healed. Yeah, my scars are almost healed. Yeah, I'm feeling like a child now. Everything's alright now, and it's all because of you. You made the flower in me bloom. Used to be afraid of everything, but now there's no more fear. Yeah, I used to let nobody in and hide my face with tears. But we thought of you as someone who can love someone like me. But I was wrong, baby, now I believe. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. You and me must be right. Something's in the air, I can feel it now. You and me must do something right. We can't get enough of us. You and me every night, aiming for the stars with the love so bright. You and me must do something right. Baby, I believe in us. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah. I believe in you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me, yeah.
3, 2, 1. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Welcome to the Danae Show. I am Danielle Danea, aka Danny Danea, and I've got a lot to say. Let's get into it. Jess Hilarious caused the rift with Loren Lorosa, but won't admit it. Let's talk about it. So, you guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to break down this whole thing that happened just recently. Well, not so recent, but I wanted to cover it a little later because I was looking for some accountability to be held on Jess's part. You know, I actually really like Jess. I like what she does. I think she's funny. So again, I was giving her a little bit of grace to make a comeback, but nope, it hasn't happened. So I was like, we got to talk about it. So that's what we're talking about today. But if you don't know who Jess Hilarious is, she's a well-known comedian. She had a segment called Jess with the Mess that she was doing on, I think on Instagram initially. I think I saw it on Instagram and maybe YouTube as well. And then people started really recognizing her after she did that. She also featured on Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon's show, as a comedian on there. And some people more so know her from that. Most people know her from Jess with the Mess. I sure did. But yeah, anyway, she's a big comedian. Got huge success from her Jess with the Mess segment. And yeah, and now she has a job on The Breakfast Club. And The Breakfast Club is a radio show. And yeah, she was invited in as a host on the show. And two of the other hosts are DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. Right? And even though, and like almost dang near almost immediately after she got hired, she did a few episodes. But then she got pregnant. Right? So she had to have her baby. And then she went on maternity leave for a few months. And since she was on maternity leave, she had to bring somebody else in, right? And that's where she brought in, it was her that brought her in, this woman named Lorosa. And in these months, Loren was filling in and she was doing amazingly well. People were picking up on it like, oh, she is, relaying facts. She's, engaging with DJ Envy and Charlamagne a little smoother. The show's going smoother than it was initially with Jess Hilarious. And like I said, people noticed it and people started calling it out, making videos, talking about it, asking if Jess was going to come back. And if she didn't come back, could Loren stay? All this stuff, right? But specifically a fellow comedian named Corey Holcomb stated that Loren was better than Jess. Like a lot of people acknowledge, but he said it with his whole chest, right? And like I said, this is a fellow comedian. He's also on Wildin' Out with Jess. And he was saying, no, Jess is just that, it's so funny. He was saying, this isn't a diss to Jess, but I kind of took what he said as a diss. It was his opinion, but the way he said it, again, I speak about all the time how things are said. It tells a lot. Saying that Jess had no talent versus, Loren actually having talent. Like Jess was just a person who had a social media presence, was funny occasionally, but Loren actually did research, she articulated, stories well. She actually knew what the heck she was talking about. Whereas Jess Hilarious on the show would say, a topic of the news and not give any further details about it. So yeah, he was like, that was the worst thing that could have happened for her. They brought in somebody actually talented when she left. Loren should stay there. And he was dissing her, saying she should go on OnlyFans and talk to her body and all that. Unnecessary, but whatever. So Jess got wind of this video, apparently. And, she probably saw, all the other people probably saying stuff. But this video with Corey Holcomb, I think, really made her want to reply on her Instagram. So she goes on Instagram and has this big old rant talking about, no, this is Loren's show now. You're like, DJ Envy, Charlamagne, y'all replaced me. This is what it is. This is ridiculous. I had a conversation with you guys, about this change, and y'all didn't stick up for me the way y'all should have. I came back. She's still here. What's going on? She was just only supposed to be here while I was gone. I'm back. She's like I said, she's still here. What is going on? People saying she's better than me, kind of dissing, throwing a little shade at Loren, saying I brought her in. I know she's good, but she wouldn't have this job really without me. All this stuff that was said. And she also said that, Angela Yee was a former host on The Breakfast Club, that she wasn't as crazy as people thought she was when she up and left after being with them for 13 years, saying that a lot of craziness goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. Speaking about DJ Envy, more specifically, and Charlamagne the God, that they run their business like a high school. It's very high schoolish, which, again, could be very true. I don't know. But the problem is, guys, that Jess could have made some valid points, like I said, but she initiated the problem. It's like you can't call somebody a clown for going to a circus you can't call somebody a clown while you're going to the circus, though, and you initiated going to the circus. You picked up and made the decision to come. It's just like, no, you You could have had this conversation behind closed doors. You could have had a conversation with Loren, DJ Envy, and you said you did, but you didn't. It didn't go the way it should have. And instead of having maybe a follow-up conversation, you aired all your dirty laundry on Instagram for everybody to see. Everybody was like, again, this should have been a conversation between all y'all. It should have been a group meeting, and y'all should have hashed this out, made some actual valid, set in stone conditions so that you can move forward in a healthy way. It's never healthy to go on Instagram talking smack about colleagues, about friends. You guys are friends, let alone colleagues. And it's just, colleagues, let alone friends. And it's just like, dang, it's like, imagine your friend, y'all are close and y'all thinking, hey, everything is okay. Like, maybe not A-okay, but not thinking like they're going to go around and air all your dirty laundry on the social media. And then you see that, it's just like, what is going on? It's like, Jess, you allowed people to get under your skin. And when it was talked about, you guys, they went on a show and aired out, even more dirty laundry, talking about the rant Jess Hilarious did. Loren Lorenzo, Jess, Charlamagne the God, and DJ Envy were all on live on the Breakfast Club talking about her lashing out. And it was just like, well, I don't want to feel like this is good content for me to stream on, but it's like, I don't want to know y'all's personal business. This shouldn't have been aired. This should have been talked about with one another and handled, and then record a show on the next topic like nothing happened and moved on. Like, and I agree with Jess. It was ran like a high school, but the initial problem, Jess, was you. And you're contributing to it being ran like this is what high school students do. They go on a social media and they rah instead of having an adult conversation in person and present solutions and move forward. Like, we can address all those other problems. I agree, very childish. I was watching the whole episode where y'all were talking about, where Jess was talking about the issues she had with Loren, and really it was more so an issue with DJ Emmy. The anger was misplaced, because she brought her in. She just did what she did, was good at doing. She wasn't trying to take Jess's job. She was just doing what she does best. Again, they mentioned that Loren Lorenzo used to work at TMZ, so she knows about journalism. She is very skilled at being a journalist. So it's not like she was trying to take Jess's job. So yeah, Jess was like, it's misplaced. Like, there wasn't great communication on y'all's part. When I said it's her segment, y'all try to downplay it like it wasn't. Again, very childish. I do think it should have been handled a better way by DJ Envy and Charlamagne. They were joking all on the show, making jokes when this was a very serious matter. Even just like, this is serious. It's more so Charlamagne than DJ Envy. But it's just like, no, this is very serious. But let's get to the root of the issue first before we can address other issues. And just the initial issue is you allow people's opinions that don't matter to dictate how you move. You got in your emotions and you let it all out. There was stuff she was saying in the live on the show, and Charlamagne and DJ were like, "Who said that?" Like, and this is all people just on social media, and they kept on saying, "You can't believe social media because we never those opinions don't matter. Care about what we say. Care about what people who care about you think." Because people on the internet, most of them are just trying to get the response out of you, and that's what they got from you. So many people are saying you literally played, and people were playing in your face, and you gave them exactly what they wanted. A response, a reaction to show you that they affected you in a way that they're gloating about this. A lot of people don't believe you. I noticed there were a lot of people saying, Jess, you're talented. It's just that you were talented at something else. You're talented at being a comedian, and Loren Lorosa is more talented at journalism. No one believes Corey Holcomb saying that you're not talented at all. Not for the most part. Like I said, we love you. There's stuff. Stephen A. Smith, respect you. We think you're funny. I would laugh at your videos. You are definitely funny. There's something there. But I will say, on a show like The Breakfast Club, they're known for, telling about news, right? People call in, speaking about topics that are hot right now, or, they have featured guests on and you do like an interview type setup. And I noticed, Jess, when you're doing, when they do that, when they have guests come in and you're just interviewing them, you're asking questions and you're giving your opinion and they're giving their opinion on stuff, you're great at that. I remember when I covered that story of that big old woman that was mad the Lyft driver refused her getting in his car. And that was a whole thing on your show. Y'all were talking about that. I noticed the engagement you were having with her and asking questions. And that was great. Charlamagne, everybody was great. But when it comes to just revealing hot topics and information and people want to know more about it, you weren't good at it. It's true. You would just say the topic of the story, but give no further detail. People were like, "What's going on?" There was dead air. Someone had to fill in. Charlamagne or DJ had to come in and give more information to people who were like, "What the heck?" And if they asked you questions and you couldn't answer them, they had to figure it out themselves. So that's not good, Jess. If you're gonna be on the show, and I know journalism isn't your thing, but sometimes you gotta adapt. In new environments. This is a new environment for you. So I know you had your own segment, the Just with the Mess, and you did your own thing, but the show, The Breakfast Club, is the basis of it is they give information. And you got to be able to give information too on the show, along with everybody else. So, people peep that. You didn't get the information. Yeah, you were funny, but we want more. We want what this show has given us this show has been around, I guess, 13 years plus since Angela Lee was on it. Plus, and that's always been a thing. They've always given information out, bunches of it. And you got to get in line with that. It's like adapt or die, right? And you're like dying right now. And this rant did not help you, Jess, at all. It really didn't. It just showed that you don't have control over your feelings. It shows that you're not able to handle critique or criticism. And instead of it pushing you to be better, it causes you to remain victim and complain. That's a problem. I think people are so upset about it. And why I've seen so many people comment on it is because you're so good at what you do. You're so good, and you're Black. You're a woman. It's like, dang, it's like you're an inspiration to a lot of young women out there who want to succeed in careers that people said they couldn't do or felt like they weren't, pretty enough to do or something like you were the blueprint. But then you go and get knocked up. That's one thing. I was like, ugh, we're not going to talk about that. You get knocked up, and then you go on this rant, speaking negatively about your business that you're a part of. It's like people don't realize when you speak negatively about people you work with, it makes you look negative as well. You're working with them. They're your friends. I don't know why people think that's like cute to just put down people they work alongside. Like it's going to make them look better of a person because you're showing how bad they are. No, you're associated with them. Remember the phrase guilty by association? If they're so bad and you're working with them, imagine what people what that says about you. Imagine what that says about you. The damage has been done, and I really wanted an apology. An aha moment. It would have been nice for her not to do this at all and pick up the camera and record it all, but at least have the humanity and realization that, what you did didn't result in anything better. There was what did you gain from doing that, Jess? More confusion. Now you lost a friend. Loren is over here like, what the heck is going on? On the show, she was like, we were cool. We would talk. Like, what is going on? And when I seen that rant, she was like shocked. Why are you dissing me? Like you say, you brought me in. You know what I'm about. You know what I do. So what's the problem? We could work together. We could figure this out. Talking about this is her show. No, that's not what she wanted. She wanted to help you. And this is what you do. You know, it's crazy. I really don't believe that Jess was really upset about, Loren, quote unquote, replacing her. It was the fact that she, quote unquote, replaced her and she was actually good. She actually did things that she knew she should have done but didn't, and did it well. Because if Loren went on that show and she wasn't as good as a journalist as she is and just was kind of like Jess and just set the topic of the show and kind of let everybody else jump in when need be, she'd be like, oh, she's just like me. Who cares? Like, it is what it is. She's not better than me. There's no threat. There's no competition. I can continue being me. She can continue being her. Cool. But it was the fact that she was good and other people saw it that got her all riled up. It's just like, no, if you really care about this show and you really care about being the best and being good, you would have studied. Again, if you you would study a craft that you want to perfect, you would do what you have to do in order to be the best you could be. But no, this job isn't as important to her as she makes it seem like it is. Having her own segment being taken away, it's not as important as she's claiming it is. Because again, you put in the work if it was that important. You would do the research. You would relay the information how people like it to be relayed and not complain. Again, complaining is always a substitute for, actual effort. It's always a substitute for people that, don't want to put the work in and want to blame everybody else for their problems. I don't know, man. I guess she was good. She was good. They just brought on somebody that was better. And she could have been better. She could have been the best. But she simply chose not to. So again, we got to speak about the initial problem. The initial problem is Jess could not get a hold of her emotions. And to say, like, she went on the show saying that, obviously, I'm going to care what other people think because it's what I feel too. It's what I feel too. I'm like, no, Jess, you would have never felt this way if people weren't talking about it the way they were talking about it. And even if you did, Jess, there's a way to go about things. There's a way to talk to people about your feelings in a private setting, in a respectful way, where now that we can come up with some type of solution. Everybody loves to complain. I talked about this the other day. Winners actually solve problems. Like, this is a loser mentality, and it's so crazy. It's so hurtful to me because, again, I'm thinking Jess is a winner. She got a winner mentality. Again, she's doing things that most people aren't able to do. Like I said, she's black and killing it. But she didn't fix any problems with complaining on her live. She made them actually worse. And that's why people like me are upset. And it's just like, dang, you could be so much better. And there's some girls, there's some ain't SHIT people out there who are with Jess. Like, no, she has every right to complain. That woman took her job. All people that probably are doing very crappy in life. Have no impact on society whatsoever. No purpose. And she's listening to them. Yes, man. I remember even watching the episode. They had a part of the segment where, when they were all talking about this drama on the Breakfast Club, they had people call in, and everybody that called in were all yes men of Jess. Almost dang near them. There were two that were like, "Oh, Jess, you need to chill out." But most of them were saying, "Oh, Jess is great. Loren needs to chill." And it's just like, she had enough people it's crazy. She had a certain amount of people who were telling her like Loren was better, right? But then she had other people in her ears saying that her rant was valid because she took her job. And she's over here, now that she already, did this rant, she can't take it back. She's over here listening to these yes people instead of listening to people who actually care about her. Like DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God, and such and such. I don't know if this woman has a manager or, someone who's looking out for her better interest. But she should. Whoever her manager is slacking right now. Because the first thing I would have told her to do is apologize. Because not only was this rant bad for this current job she has with the Breakfast Club, it affects now future jobs she has. Stephen A. Smith made this point. Me and my boyfriend were listening briefly to a review he did on Jess Hilarious doing this. Other jobs are going to now look at you sideways and wonder if there's some drama that might come up or some miscommunication about a certain topic. Are you going to go online and air out all our business like this instead of have an actual conversation and in private and to figure out a solution in private and then continue to be professional and move along like nothing ever happened? What we would like, what we expect from a professional that's been in this business for years, someone that should understand this, or is she gonna act like this amateur like she did with the Breakfast Club and just go rah-rahing like a teenager? Again, doing teenager stuff and then saying, DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God move around the Breakfast Club like a high school. It's like, but you're acting like a high school student as well. So either remove yourself, Jess, or if you're going to continue to be there, move better. Because when you move bad, it doesn't matter how bad, other people, because if you're saying like, DJ Envy and Charlamagne moved like high school, there's no rants of them on Instagram going off like a high schooler, saying all these inappropriate things online, losing their ish. The moment a rumor is brought up about them, it's all done in private. You're the only one who looks bad now because you shared the drama with the public. There's a lot of childishness that goes on behind closed doors. Are you kidding? People in your position, higher positions, lower positions, but we're not airing it online because for what? We can't help you. You're expecting a solution. We can't go to Charlamagne the God and be like, you should get Jess her job back. Like, I really wonder what she thought she was going to gain by doing this. It seems like the only thing that I could think of is attention. Well, you got it, sis, and don't be mad at it. You got the attention. But with good attention comes also bad attention, and, it is what it is. People love to only, be glad about something when it benefits them or when it's deemed as good or whatever. It's like, no, you get the good with the bad. But I bet you just nobody would have anything bad to say if you would have handled this in private. Nobody could have said anything because we don't know anything. But now you dragged us into your business. And now everybody has all these opinions about you. I'm telling you, the best of us have the opinion I have right now is that you look crazy going off the way you did. In your silk bonnet. You had a bonnet on, a wrap, it was something tied up. Just ghetto. And I know you just had a baby, you're probably tired and stuff, but girl, put a wig on or something. If you're going to rant, look as cute as you can. You didn't even do that. Because it's the whole thing is a ghetto situation. You look the part. You did when you went on your rant, and you did when you went on the Breakfast Club speaking about this. With your glasses, I think you had a wig on, you have the swoops, but it was pulled back into a bun. You look like you was ready to fight. It's like, dang, Jess. Pull it together. And take some accountability. You are part of the problem. It's not everybody else hounding you. Loren, DJ Envy, Charlemagne, they were all looking at you like sideways. It can't be everybody is against you for no reason or looking at you sideways for no reason. She was so set. I noticed in the interview, she was always set on people seeing her perspective and what she feels. And feelings aren't valid sometimes when it comes to facts, when it comes to business. They're so misleading. I say this all the time. Because regardless of how you feel, everybody else feels a different way. And even though you may feel something, like it could logically be that's not the case, but your feelings would be like, oh, this is so disrespectful. When in hindsight, Charlemagne and DJ were trying to get you your own segment, like trying to figure out, talking to Loren, be like, okay, what you want to do? Like, you have no idea what happens when you're home alone with your baby. So you got to come to the table being willing to hear other people's perspectives and ideas about something, regardless of how you feel. And being in the game as many years as you have, it's like you should know this already. People that came for you before, I've seen it. You've gotten bent out of shape. I've seen you cry, but you moved past it. You might have said little things here and there, but you didn't go to this extreme. And if you did, maybe it was granted because you're younger. But girl, you are 33 years old now. It's time to grow the F up. It's time to grow the F up. And lastly, I just want to say, Stephen A. Smith I always want to call him Stephen. Stephen A. Smith made another excellent point. The fact that, and I kind of said it earlier, the fact that Jess Lyris is in an amazing position. Boss energy. She can go and book a bunch of comedy comedy shows and sell them out, and people will come see her because she's just that great. She's funny. People love to laugh, right? She has a presence about her. She doesn't care what people say. She gives her opinion with her whole chest. You can't help to admire somebody like that, especially me. I love Kanye, I love Candace Owens, I love Jess because they speak their minds, right? So when you're in a boss position like that, you gotta move like a boss. And you gotta realize how great of a position you're in. Be grateful. Like, it's so crazy how people want to get bent out of shape over a little drama. Like, how many people are praying to have that type of drama, praying to be just acknowledged in a room with DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God. Would love to be able to just determine their own schedule and move how they want to move. Do all that. And you're moving like the basic bitch. Excuse my French. You're moving like you got to clock in and go to a 9-to-5 job that you hate going to. It's just like, no, you could easily leave the Breakfast Club and be all right. You've been doing it. You've been going on shows, selling out on comedy shows. So stop making issues like this a big old issue. When you're able to pay your bills, you have 2 kids, you have kids that love you. I'm thinking you have a man that loves you. I don't know. I haven't seen him lately that you just had this baby with. But anyway, you're in a good position, Jess. So stop complaining. Be passionate about waking up every day and doing the things you love and move like you want to keep that position. Because right now you're moving like you don't mind getting it snatched away from you. And I'm telling you, a lot of opportunities, you're still probably going to be good, but a lot of opportunities probably you would have had before this are going to be, like I said, companies are going to look at you sideways now. The big opportunities. I'm not talking about those comedy shows that you feature on. They need you. Someone you might need that is willing to work with you is going to see this rant you did and be like, I don't know if we want to hire her. So you got to be mindful of long-term effects. I know in the moment it feels wrought up and you're probably like over this. After you had this conversation on on the Breakfast Club with Loren and realized that you even said your anger was misplaced. You're like trying to figure out where to go from here. It always seems so messed up in the moment. But you gotta be smart enough to know that this is not gonna matter 24 hours later, and respond in the way that you are probably now that you should have in the moment. Because it affects you, man. It affects you and affects other people you work with. You gotta not be so self-centered. Or be selfish in a way that you want the best for yourself. It's never good to go on rants and complain. Those people that do that often typically don't work often. If you notice, that constant complain about things all the time. They are not making no real money. Trust me. So, yeah, I had to look at even my own life. I'm like, I'm in a great position. Me and my boyfriend and I, we talk about all this all the time. I'm young. I have no kids. I have business. I have my podcast. I have a studio to shoot my podcast in. I'm not overweight. I have so many things to be grateful for. I have him. So I was like, sometimes I'm sluggish, I'm tired, I feel like but I have to remind myself, no, I'm in a really great position. I'm really lucky. There's so many women, models that would kill to be in the position I'm in. And the same goes for you, Jess. And I know you just had a baby. I know emotions are all over the place, trust me. But you gotta be better because you are better. And that's all I got to say about that. But guys, we're not just going to talk about, this is a special episode, we're not just going to talk about Jess today. No, we're also going to talk about Miss Teyana Taylor. This is somebody else who I'm like, ooh, this woman needs to take some accountability for her issues, man. And again, this is kind of an older story, but again, I'm always rooting for these people. For Black women, I'm like rooting, hoping there'll be some accountability taken eventually, or given eventually, but nope, not the case. So we got to talk about it. And again, Teyana Taylor is also somebody I've liked. I've worked with her on a music video set. She was the creative director on the set. Amazing person. I've seen her a bunch of times. She hosts parties, always gives me hugs, always super cute, always super nice. But the story, man. So, Teyana Taylor, you guys know, just a little backstory on her. She is a singer. She's, like, you call her an actress. You know, she was the woman I'm saying, Byron, in that Tyler Perry film. What's the name of that film? I can't remember. But anyway, she's, like I said, known for her music, known for, her features. She got really big on doing that music video. Fade with Kanye. She's great. She's great dancer, entertainer, all that. Anyway, she was married to former NBA star E115 Shumpert. I think that's how you say it. And they went through a divorce, and now all of a sudden, some information is being leaked about their divorce, saying that, she wants him to not release certain personal divorce papers, because, I don't know, they might give some details as to why, he really wanted to cut ties with her, And people are saying that she wanted him locked in jail if he releases any more quote unquote false information, according to her. And then she goes on a rant. Teyana Taylor goes on a rant on Instagram talking about, no, she never demanded Iman to go to jail, People were saying she was gold digging off him, and she was saying that, she had her own money. She was Teyana Taylor before she met Iman, all this stuff. And it's just like, Teyana, stop the cat. Stop the cat. No one knew who you were. like that when you were with Iman. You were not making a whole bunch of money being with Iman. It's so crazy. On this rant, she talks about how she bought her own Jordans. She started with her own Jordans. I know broke people who have a bunch of Jordans. Like, that's not a flex, Tiana. And then she went into talking about Maybach and all this other stuff. And I was just like, any woman that talks about, I bought my own Jordans, really don't have money like that. And it's thinking she had money like that because she was really broke like that before. She thought now she could buy some Jordans. She has some money. No. Iman had millions dollars of a contract with the NBA. So start the cat. Now, I don't know about now. He's been out of the NBA since, I think she said 2020. But don't sit back. I ain't women try to like I was somebody before I got with him, but no one knew who you were. You were not making money like that. Stop it. You probably didn't even get paid really much for that Fade music video you did with Kanye West. Because again, no one knew who you were. Kanye was doing you a favor. It was like, oh, she's a great dancer. He could have hired anybody, but he chose you. And it wasn't, I had to hire Tiana Taylor. Somebody probably presented you on the table and was like, okay, we'll go with her. You probably had to audition. So stop the cap, okay? And to say, I don't want to send him to jail, like you had this much power to send him to jail, is just crazy behavior. Crazy woman behavior. Like she can just tell the judge, lock him up because I don't like him right now. Is freaking crazy. And the fact that she thought, like that was a bar saying that, because that's what it said to. Like I didn't want to send him to jail, but I could, if I wanted to. It's just like that is such. Like people are hounding Iman and mad at Iman for, maybe not wanting to, give her certain things, or, he wants to be here with his kids more, and it's just like, she's like. She just stepped out with Aaron Pierre. She said she's happy. She don't be dealing with this. Yeah, she's happy with Aaron Pierre because again, hopping on with another relationship that makes her a little more relevant. Like Tiana Taylor is not as relevant as she thinks she is. She knows she's not making as much money as she's saying she is, and she's just trying to make people, care for her, like sympathize with her and love her and. Understand her from a struggling, black woman, a black man trying to take her down, all this stuff. And I'm just like, the story's old. And you're not as innocent as you're making it seem like you are. He divorced you. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you're a problem. Okay? You were probably running all over him, thinking... Maybe there was a certain time and maybe even the time now where you were out earning him, or you maybe had more opportunities than him and he stayed home with the kids because he's chilling off his $200 million contract. And you're out here doing a bunch of opportunities for less money. You thought you were doing more, contributing more because you were out and about more. And you started using that, holding that over him. And he was like, nah, enough is enough. You're not going to do this. And you're not going to take my kids away from me. You're not going to try to downplay me like I wasn't providing for the family. We're done. She was saying, it seems like all the time this info is brought up when I'm about to have a movie coming out. No one knew. I was like, what movie is coming out that you're in? You got a movie coming out? She said she got 2 coming out. Does anybody know about these movies coming out? I haven't heard about either one of them. That she's trying to take her down and get more money out of her all the time when she's trying to, better her career and be more out there. It's like, huh? You're contributing to it. Her mom spoke out about something also about this case or some files that were mentioned. It was like, again, you're complaining about a problem you're contributing to. You're speaking about this. We were not interested in any of this. We thought the divorce was long gone. We thought it was over. It's you. It keeps on bringing up stuff, and then Iman responding later like, I didn't do anything. He's not initiating anything. He's just, defending himself. He's like, don't say I'm putting false information out there. I'm not putting false information out there. I'm chilling. I'm doing me. Y'all do things, women do things, and then want to play victim later like it's somebody else's fault when it was their fault all from the get. Saying like, we're best friends, I would never talk bad about you, and then proceeding to talk bad about him, saying he still has a car that she bought him. Like, the emphasis on certain things that don't need to be emphasized just shows so much about Tiana's character that I just can't get with it. I can't think it's okay, say it's okay, and say it's cute. It's like you're contradicting yourself every time you open your mouth. So I can only imagine what you're doing in the privacy of your home with Iman behind closed doors. It's probably 10 times worse. Like, I'm irritated about you. I'm not even involved with you. I'm just watching this video, you ranting. Someone who's intimately involved with you and has been with you for years is getting it 10 times worse. And I just cannot sit back and be like, this is okay. Any of the craziness you're going through, Tiana, you were probably a part of it. You were demanding things that you probably didn't have the right to demand. And he wasn't with that. And now that he's fighting back, when he probably let you walk over him for a little while and you got comfortable with doing so, now it's an issue. Now you're ranting on your Instagram. It's just like, whew. Man, it's like, talk about all the time. Men are nice and they build women up. They give them a baby. In this case, two babies. And then when they get confident enough, when they feel like they're now important enough, she's now signed to IMG. She's accepting awards. I've noticed she's accepting awards, and I'm trying to figure out what awards she's accepting. But anyway, like in the spotlight more so than she's ever been. When she was in that Tyler Perry movie, when she was in Fade, she wasn't getting awards like that, but all of a sudden now she's getting awards. She's doing all this stuff. Cool. She's creative directing music videos. Didn't even know it was something she did. Now she's doing that. Putting out more music, even though she said she was done making music. It's just like, ooh. I won't say Iman is the only reason she has success, but I don't know. I think he played a big part in it. I think he introduced you to the right people and had you around the right people in order for you to, go down. And that's okay. That happens. That's okay. But don't try to now dismiss. Like, that happens all the time. I've seen a bunch of relationships with like a pretty girl gets with a guy and he starts showing her, he giving her opportunities, showing her lifestyle. Cool. But that woman, typically, she's a smart woman and she's married to him for a while, been with him for a while. She knows to never downplay him, try to tarnish his name. And they keep their business very private. Again, the rants online just look so trashy. And it seems like it's always predominantly black women going on these rants. It's never a white woman going on these rants. I hate to say it, but am I lying? And if it is a white woman, it's some ghetto, trashy white women. It's not those white women that are actually admirable in the white community. It's the outcasts. It's the Alabama bakers. It's those ratchet, the bad baby, ratchet white women. But again, these are two women I won't say like has the utmost class, but very admired in the black community. Like I said, when Tiana and Iman were together, they were goals for black couple goals, body goals. The way Tiana stays fit, gorgeous body. But now you're doing trashy-ish. Like you fat and you're ugly and you don't have connections and status and money and all this other stuff. You're acting like the basic bitch again. It's like, what are we doing? Handle your ish in private. Again, what is you telling us about Iman and how you're not trying to take his assets and how you've been such a help to him through your career? What is that doing for you in the long run? What is that doing for your kids? Is that benefiting your kids in any way? I would bet my life on that it doesn't. So stop. Talking about you just want him to leave you alone. Leave him alone. She's probably she's probably holding her kids at the point. I don't know. There's probably a whole lot of drama there that we don't know. Stop being that man's problem. Be his piece. You're saying you broke up? Well, make sure you're not holding his kids hostage. Make sure when y'all communicate, you're not saying anything disrespectful. Make sure if he asked for something he paid for back, give it back to him. If you paid for a Maybach, if you asked for it back, cool, he doesn't give it to you. Handle it in private. Handle it all in private. This is so messy, Tiana, Jess. Be classy. Be classy. And it's funny, she also mentioned in the video, I'm over here watching it on my phone, guys. She says her biggest mistake was something she didn't regret was giving him the amount of grace she gave him. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but it's interesting. It's so funny when women say, I let him, do things that I shouldn't have let him do. Well, that's your fault. Again, if he was doing messed up ish, which I actually believe he probably wasn't, but in her mind, messed up ish that she gave grace towards, you're a part of the problem. You shouldn't have stayed. You shouldn't have gave the grace. Because you're not saying this is just one time. I get it. 1 time, 2 times, cool. You're making you gave him a lot of grace. You're saying the amount of grace you gave him, I'm thinking is a lot. So you're a part of the problem. Again, these people don't realize calling out people for their bad behavior while doing something you're doing that's bad makes you look just as bad. Saying that, quote she said in the video, she was like, people are okay with you looking bad as long as you look worse. Well, you definitely will look worse to me because Iman isn't doing all the talking. And when you're mute, again, no one has anything to say about anything because we don't know anything. But you're the only one speaking. Yeah, you're going to look worse to people. Just some advice. If you're worried about looking bad, looking worse than your ex-husband, stop talking. Stop going online, spilling all, and not telling the whole story. It's funny. She was saying all these quotes and, I should have gave him grace, not going into detail. It's like, we all know there's more to the story that you're not saying. Us logical, sane ones know there's more to the story you're not saying. So, again, we don't care that you made more money. Lastly, it's not a flex, Black women, to make more money than your man. It's really not. Like in the glow, I'm the boss. It's not cute to us. You all know we like men who make money, right? And providers. That's what they do. They provide. So to go on, it's fine. Some of the women that do make more money than their man, cool. I'm not knocking it. But to try to use it as like a flex, as a one-up, we don't. It's like, we don't care. Oh, we really don't. Okay, cool. You make a lot of money. Cool. He makes less than you. And what? But are your bills paid? Is he taking care of the kids? If he is, cool. He's not a deadbeat. He's not, doing drugs. He's not slinging. He's not breaking the law. He's not out here pulling guns on people. Stop trying to paint him as this like bad person while trying. You know what y'all are doing by trying to uplift yourself, talking bad about someone else. Again, you just make yourself look that much worse. Because again, you can just talk about, there's a way to just talk about how you've done things. If you're going to talk about things like this, how you've done things and what you're experiencing without trying to talk bad about your ex or not actually talking bad about someone you cared about initially at one point. I'm hoping, and had kids with them. Again, it just makes you look really, really bad. To be so defensive, like, I didn't take no money from him. Anything I took, I own, I paid for. It's like, again, the loudest people screaming this stuff, gotta try to make other people believe it because they don't believe it themselves. Like, no, you probably did try to take some money. You tried to probably get some child support, even though you're making more money, because he's the man. That's what women do in divorces. They get as much money as they can from the man, because that's just how women are wired. A lot of women, the majority of women. But since you got some pushback, since people called you out on it, you want to now call it out and be like, oh no, I never took anything from him, and play victim. Again, something women are great at doing, playing victim. Women, stop playing victim. Stop revealing all your personal issues on the internet. Take some accountability. Be someone. Continue to be the person that we all respect and admire. You're making yourself look worse. You're making people slowly be pushed away from you. Like, they don't want to be around you because there's nothing admirable about you anymore. I said it on an episode before, celebrities talk too dang much now. The fact that celebrities prop their phone up and record all the things they're going through and all this other issues, like, oh, we gotta stop. What was so great about celebrities back in the day is, the illusion that they gave off. We didn't know everything about them. We just knew what they showed us, the red carpet events. We knew the best of them. We didn't know all the stuff that happened behind closed doors. And we didn't need to know everything. Bring that back. Bring that back. But these two women, Jess Hilarious, Tiana Taylor, right your wrongs. Jess, right your wrong with Loren, right your wrongs with Charlamagne and DJ NB, because you were wrong. Tiana, handle your ish in private. Stop being mean to that man, throwing that man under the bus. You're too good for that. Handle your ish without us knowing your ish, and I promise your ish will be better. It will be better for you. It will be better for your kids. Better for your career. Better for your reputation. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, guys. Like this video if you like this video. And comment always. I love to hear you guys' opinions. Let me know. You think I'm absolutely wrong about Jess and Tiana? You thought they were in the right? Let me know. I want to hear your opinions. I really do. And subscribe always. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss an episode. And I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos quemaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a mujer. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es sin timidez. Como la ves, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Que nada no he hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé. Independiente, vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela. Y vamos los 7 días de la semana, te doy de mañana. Mi consejo sabes que no es, te doy el desquite, que me